a distant sector of the galaxy, the air hangs heavy with tension. For years, the fragile peace between interstellar factions has been steadily eroding, pushing the region closer to open warfare. The Warzone, a strategically vital cluster of star systems rich in rare resources and positioned at a key trade route, has become the focal point of this brewing conflict. Control over this area means dominance in the region, economic leverage, and a stepping stone to influence over neighboring systems. The human fleet, renowned throughout the galaxy for its advanced technology and tactical prowess, has been monitoring the escalating situation with increasing concern. For months, intelligence reports have chronicled the movements and buildup of enemy forces, a coalition of rival alien factions that have banded together in a desperate bid to expand their territories. These enemies, while formidable in number and firepower, have been outmatched time and again by the humans' innovative strategies and relentless training. On board the flagship Vanguard, Admiral Kalen stands on the bridge, his gaze fixed on the holographic display projecting the volatile Warzone. His face is calm, but his mind races through countless simulations and contingency plans. The weight of leadership presses heavily on his shoulders. He knows the importance of the upcoming engagement. This mission could decisively tip the balance of power in their favor, but the risks are monumental. One misstep could ignite a full-scale war that the galaxy may never recover from. Despite the tension, there's an underlying confidence among the human crew. They have been preparing for this moment for years, refining their ships, training their pilots, and perfecting the coordination between their fleets. Every member of the crew, from the lowliest technician to the highest-ranking officer, understands the gravity of the task ahead. They are united by a shared belief in their cause, to protect their homeworlds and secure a future for humanity amidst the chaos. As the fleet assembles in orbit around a nearby uninhabited planet, the vastness of their armada becomes clear. Hundreds of warships, each a masterpiece of human engineering, float silently in formation. The ships are equipped with the latest energy weapons, advanced shielding systems, and cutting-edge AI-assisted targeting. This is no mere show of force. It is a calculated move designed to overwhelm the enemy before they can react. Meanwhile, on the enemy side, commanders are equally anxious. They have anticipated an attack but remain uncertain of its scale or timing. Their forces are stretched thin, guarding multiple fronts while trying to consolidate power within the war zone. Mistrust and political infighting plague their coalition, weakening their ability to mount a united defense. This internal discord will soon prove to be their greatest vulnerability. Back on the Vanguard, Admiral Kalen issues his final orders. Communications buzz quietly as tactical teams finalize their coordinates and synchronization protocols. The eye, calm before the storm is palpable, a fleeting moment of stillness that will soon be shattered by the roar of battle. As the human fleet prepares to jump into hyperspace, a shared sense of purpose fills every ship. They know the coming engagement will test their resolve and capabilities like never before. But they are ready. The calm is ending, and the storm is about to begin. The human fleet's journey toward the war zone is marked by meticulous preparation and flawless coordination. After weeks of covert movement and reconnaissance, the fleet converges at a prearranged staging point, a remote star system on the edge of enemy territory. Here, the scale of the operation becomes fully apparent. Hundreds of vessels ranging from massive capital ships to agile fighter squadrons gather in tight formation, each fulfilling a vital role in the impending assault. At the heart of the fleet aboard the flagship Vanguard, Admiral Kalen leads the Strategic Command Center. The bridge buzzes with activity as officers and analysts monitor real-time intelligence feeds, enemy movement reports, and status updates from every ship in the Armada. The operation's success depends on every detail being perfect, and Kalen's team leaves nothing to chance. The core strategy revolves around overwhelming speed and precision. Rather than engaging in a prolonged battle of attrition, the humans aim to strike decisively, breaking enemy morale and disrupting their command structure before they can mount a cohesive defense. This shock and awe approach leverages the fleet's advanced technology and superior training to deliver a rapid, crushing blow. Admiral Kalen convenes a final strategy meeting with his key commanders. Tactical discussions focus on synchronizing the fleet's various components: the heavy artillery of the dreadnoughts, the nimble fighter wings, the electronic warfare units designed to disable enemy communications, and the logistical support, vessels tasked with rapid repairs and resupply. Each element must work seamlessly, like the gears of a finely tuned machine. One critical aspect of the plan is the use of stealth and surprise. Specialized reconnaissance drones, equipped with cloaking technology, have already infiltrated enemy sensor networks, gathering precise data on fleet dispositions and defensive setups. This intelligence allows the humans to identify weak points and avoid heavily fortified zones, striking where the enemy is most vulnerable. Meanwhile, the fleet's communication network employs encrypted quantum channels to coordinate attacks in real time, ensuring that even split-second changes in battle conditions can be met with instant adjustments. This high level of adaptability is a significant advantage over the enemy, who rely on slower, more rigid command structures. The crew members across the fleet sense the weight of the moment. Pilots run through simulations, engineers double-check. Their systems and officers brief their teams on their roles. Morale is high. There is a quiet confidence that the fleet is ready to execute its mission flawlessly. Many of these sailors and soldiers have trained their entire careers for this exact moment, some even motivated by personal losses suffered in previous skirmishes. Beyond the immediate tactical preparations, there is a broader strategic vision at play. A swift victory here will not only secure the war zone but send a clear message to rival factions across the galaxy. Humanity is a force to be reckoned with, capable of precise and overwhelming military action. It will disrupt enemy alliances and deter future aggression. As the final countdown to departure approaches, Admiral Kalen stands once more before the fleet's command staff. His voice is steady but resolute as he outlines the mission's objectives and the stakes involved. The commanders respond with a unified affirmation, ready to bring the plan to life. With all pieces in place, the human fleet waits only for the command to jump into hyperspace and enter the war zone. The tension is electric, a mix of anticipation and readiness as the calm before the storm gives way to the unfolding battle. The fleet's engines hum with latent power, waiting for the moment to unleash their devastating force. The moment of truth arrives as the human fleet activates its jump drives, disappearing from their staging system and reappearing in the heart of the war zone within seconds. This sudden appearance catches everyone by surprise, most of all, the enemy forces who had been expecting a slower, more predictable approach. The human fleet's ability to materialize so close to the front line disrupts the enemy's carefully laid plans and throws their command structure into chaos. Enemy radar stations and sensor arrays pick up the warp signatures too late. By the time alarm sirens blare across their ships and command centers, the first wave of human vessels is already within striking distance. Panic spreads quickly among the enemy ranks. Their commanders scramble to rally their scattered fleets, trying desperately to establish order amid the confusion. Many frontline ships are caught off guard, unprepared for the speed and proximity of the human assault. The advantage of surprise is absolute. The human fleet moves with precision and confidence, capitalizing on the enemy's disarray. Their warships fan out in coordinated formations, each vessel moving in harmony according to the plans laid out during their meticulous strategy sessions. Fighters launch in swarms, darting around larger capital ships and targeting vulnerable enemy cruisers and supply vessels. On board the Vanguard, Admiral Kalen watches the battlefield unfold on a vast holographic display. His calm demeanor masks the intensity of the moment. Every command he issues must be clear and precise. The human fleet's sensors relay constant updates, allowing his team to adjust their tactics in real time. The enemy's defensive lines are fragmented, some units retreating, others attempting futile counterattacks. The sudden arrival also showcases the human fleet's technological superiority. Their ships are equipped with advanced electronic warfare systems that disrupt enemy communications, jamming transmissions and causing widespread confusion. Enemy ships are effectively blind to each other's positions, and many lose contact with their command vessels. This electronic blackout severely hampers the enemy's ability to coordinate an effective defense. Fleets that should be supporting each other become isolated targets quickly overwhelmed by the concentrated firepower of the humans. The enemy's heavy cruisers and battleships, normally the backbone of their fleet, are forced into disorganized skirmishes where their numbers count for little. Amid the chaos, human fighter pilots engage in rapid surgical strikes. Their training and advanced targeting systems allow them to disable enemy ships with pinpoint accuracy. In a matter of minutes, critical enemy vessels explode or are forced to retreat, their crews abandoning ships or surrendering under the overwhelming assault. On the ground, if the war zone includes planetary defenses, human orbital bombardment units begin softening enemy fortifications and command centers, ensuring that any surviving enemy forces cannot regroup. This multi-layered approach further demoralizes the enemy and accelerates their collapse. Despite the intense battle, the human fleet maintains disciplined formation and clear communication. Damage control teams work quickly to repair and shield ships hit by enemy fire, minimizing losses. The enemy, by contrast, is plagued by miscommunication and internal chaos. As the seconds tick by, it becomes clear that the enemy stands little chance. The combination of surprise, overwhelming firepower, and superior tactics leaves them no time to mount a meaningful defense. Within a few heartbeats of battle, entire squadrons are decimated or scattered. The war zone, once a simmering tinderbox of tension, erupts into a swift, decisive confrontation. The sudden arrival of the human fleet is not just an attack, it's a statement. Their ability to strike hard and fast changes the dynamics of the conflict instantly, with the enemy reeling and their forces shattered. The humans gain control of the critical star systems and prepare for the next phase of their campaign. The war zone has been transformed overnight, the outcome of this battle sending shockwaves across the galaxy. As the sudden arrival of the human fleet destabilizes the enemy forces, the humans waste no time capitalizing on their tactical advantage. The moment has come to unleash the true might of their armada. The battle quickly escalates into a breathtaking display of precision, coordination, and raw firepower, one that leaves the enemy completely overwhelmed within moments. At the forefront of the assault are the fleet's dreadnoughts and heavy cruisers, massive warships bristling with devastating weaponry. These ships form a spearhead, advancing methodically through enemy lines with relentless intensity. Their primary cannons fire waves of concentrated energy blasts, each shot calculated to obliterate enemy vessels with surgical accuracy. Unlike typical battles that drag on for hours or days, this assault is swift and merciless, designed to break enemy will and capacity for resistance before they can recover. Supporting the capital ships are the nimble fighter squadrons, who swarm enemy formations like predatory sharks. These fighters, piloted by elite crews, use advanced targeting systems and agility to strike at the enemy's weak points: engines, weapon turrets, communication arrays, crippling enemy vessels quickly and efficiently. They operate with near-perfect synchronization, coordinating attacks that sow chaos within the enemy's ranks. Electronic warfare units play a critical role in amplifying this overwhelming force. By jamming enemy sensors, scrambling communications, and deploying hacking algorithms, they cripple the enemy's ability to respond effectively. Enemy ships, once formidable threats, find themselves blind and deaf, unable to call for reinforcements or coordinate counterattacks. This digital assault creates confusion and fear, further hastening the collapse of the enemy's defensive efforts. The battlefield is a maelstrom of light and energy as the human fleet's weapons cut through the darkness of space. Explosions ripple across the enemy formations as ships are torn apart. The coordinated strikes ensure that no enemy vessel is allowed the luxury of regrouping or counterattacking effectively. When enemy ships attempt to flee, fast interceptor units are dispatched to hunt them down, leaving no survivors. Damage control teams on board human ships work efficiently to repair any harm sustained during the brief enemy resistance. Their rapid response capabilities ensure that the fleet maintains near maximum combat readiness throughout the engagement. Shields regenerate, weapon systems recalibrate, and hull breaches are sealed, keeping the fleet at peak performance. Amid the destruction, the psychological impact on enemy crews is profound. The sheer speed and ferocity of the human assault shatter morale. Many enemy pilots abandon their posts or surrender, unwilling to fight a battle that is already lost. The message is clear. Resistance is futile. The human commanders, fully aware of the importance of momentum, press the advantage relentlessly. Their orders emphasize precision and coordination over reckless aggression. This disciplined approach minimizes human casualties and maximizes the effectiveness of every strike. The overwhelming firepower doesn't just decimate the enemy fleet, it also disrupts their logistical and command networks. Supply lines are severed, and command vessels, key to coordinating the enemy's fleet, are destroyed or forced to retreat. Without centralized control, the enemy forces become fragmented, easier to defeat piecemeal. As the last pockets of resistance fall, the human fleet solidifies control of the war zone. What was once a battlefield now lies under human domination. The rapid, overwhelming victory sends shockwaves through the galaxy's power structure. It is a testament to human ingenuity, discipline, and technological superiority. This decisive victory marks a turning point in the conflict, setting the stage for further advances. The human fleet's display of overwhelming firepower not only secures the war zone but also demoralizes the enemy and reshapes the strategic landscape of the galaxy. The dust settles as the echoes of battle fade across the war zone. The human fleet, having executed a flawless and overwhelming assault, now finds itself in full control of the contested star systems. The once tense and volatile region is transformed into a secured strategic stronghold, a testament to the fleet's decisive power and tactical brilliance. On board the flagship Vanguard, Admiral Kalen surveys the status reports with a mix of relief and vigilance. Though the battle was swift and nearly flawless, he knows that victory brings new challenges. The enemy's forces have been shattered, but remnants remain scattered across the region, small pockets of resistance that could regroup if left unchecked. The fleet's priority now shifts from aggressive assault to consolidation and stabilization. Fleet commanders quickly organize patrols to sweep through the newly secured systems, searching for any surviving enemy fighters, supply caches, or sabotage. Teams. Ground forces are deployed to secure key installations, repair critical infrastructure, and assist in re-establishing communications and logistics networks disrupted during the battle. The human presence in the war zone sends a clear message to any would-be insurgents. Resistance will be met with overwhelming force. The swift and decisive victory has significant political implications. Word of the battle spreads rapidly throughout the galaxy, shaking the confidence of rival factions. Many begin to reconsider their alliances and strategies in light of humanity's demonstrated military prowess. Diplomats and intelligence agencies across multiple star systems scramble to assess the implications, some seeking negotiations while others ramp up their own defenses. Meanwhile, the human fleet focuses on rebuilding and preparing for what lies ahead. Ships undergo repairs and resupply, while crews take time to rest and recover from the intense engagement. Debriefings are conducted, analyzing every aspect of the battle to identify lessons learned and opportunities for improvement. The fleet's leadership remains cautious, aware that the enemy's rapid defeat may only provoke fiercer resistance elsewhere. Beyond the tactical and strategic consequences, the victory has a profound psychological impact on the human forces. Morale soars across the fleet and homeworlds alike. The swift destruction of a powerful enemy force bolsters public support for the ongoing campaign, inspiring a renewed sense of purpose and unity. Stories of the battle circulate widely, becoming symbols of human resilience and strength. Yet, Admiral Kalen remains pragmatic. He understands that the galaxy is vast and complex, filled with myriad threats and shifting alliances. While the war zone is now under human control, the broader conflict is far from over. Intelligence reports hint at new enemy factions mobilizing elsewhere, preparing to challenge humanity's expanding influence. The war zone's transformation from a battleground to a strategic asset marks a turning point in the conflict. Control over these systems secures vital resources and supply routes, enabling the human fleet to launch future operations with greater logistical support. This advantage will prove critical as the campaign intensifies. In the days following the battle, The human fleet establishes forward operating bases and begins integrating the Warzone into its broader network of controlled territories. Coordination. With Allied forces ensures that security remains tight, preventing any resurgence of hostile activity. As the fleet stabilizes its new holdings, Admiral Kalin convenes a strategic council to plan the next phase of the campaign. The victory has opened new possibilities but also revealed new risks. Preparing for the enemy's inevitable counterattack, the human commanders focus on fortifying their positions, improving intelligence gathering, and developing advanced tactics to maintain their advantage. The aftermath of the battle is not just about consolidating territory. It is about setting the stage for future victories. The Warzone's capture is a powerful statement of human dominance in the galaxy, but it is also a reminder that the war is far from over. The human fleet stands ready, vigilant and prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. The human fleet's overwhelming victory in the Warzone marks a pivotal moment, but it also signals the beginning of a larger and more complex conflict. As the dust settles, Admiral Kalin and his commanders understand that their swift triumph is just the opening act in a prolonged struggle for galactic dominance. The Warzone's capture has disrupted enemy plans, but it has also galvanized rival factions to unite against humanity's rising power. Immediately following the victory, the fleet shifts focus from conquest to preparation. The newly secured Warzone is fortified with state-of-the-art defense systems, orbital weapon platforms, and advanced sensor arrays designed to detect any incoming threats long before they reach human-controlled space. Ground forces establish well-defended bases, while repair and resupply stations support the fleet's continuous operational readiness. Admiral Kalin convenes his strategic council aboard the flagship Vanguard, where the mood is a mix of cautious optimism and steely determination. Intelligence reports indicate that the enemy is already regrouping. Several factions that suffered devastating losses are consolidating in remote sectors, building new alliances, and stockpiling advanced weaponry. The once fragmented opposition is beginning to form a coalition driven by a shared goal: to push back the human fleet and reclaim lost territory. To counter this emerging threat, the human commanders devise a multi-layered strategy. The first priority is to strengthen the Warzone's defenses and establish a network of forward operating bases that can serve as launch points for future offensives. These bases will also act as safe havens for reconnaissance teams and special forces tasked with gathering intelligence behind enemy lines. The fleet's research and development teams accelerate efforts to enhance ship designs, weapon systems, and AI capabilities. Lessons learned from the recent battle are integrated into new tactics and training protocols, ensuring that human forces remain at the cutting edge of warfare technology. This commitment to innovation is vital, as enemy factions are rumored to be developing new, unpredictable weapons that could challenge human supremacy. Morale among the fleet remains high, but there is a shared understanding that the next engagements will be even more challenging. The enemy's desperation means they are likely to resort to unconventional tactics, guerrilla strikes, and cyber warfare to level the playing field. The human fleet prepares accordingly, investing in electronic countermeasures, stealth technology, and rapid response units capable of reacting instantly to any threat. Diplomacy also becomes a key component of the broader strategy. Human emissaries reach out to neutral factions and smaller alliances, seeking to secure partnerships or at least ensure their neutrality in the escalating conflict. Every alliance or truce reduces the number of potential enemies and provides valuable intelligence resources. As preparations continue, the fleet conducts numerous training exercises, simulating scenarios that range from large-scale fleet battles to covert infiltration missions. These drills help refine communication protocols and ensure that every crew member is ready for the unexpected. Finally, the story closes with a tense but hopeful tone. The human fleet, battle-hardened and technologically superior, stands ready at the edge of the war zone. New enemy fleets are detected on distant sensors signaling the arrival of the next confrontation. Admiral Kalin, watching the stars, knows that this is only the beginning. Humanity's true test lies ahead. The calm after the storm fades, replaced by the electric anticipation of the next battle. The galaxy is watching, and the human fleet prepares to write the next chapter in their epic struggle for survival and supremacy.